Hey y'all, so today I'm going to be sharing my book bucket list for 2017. So this list consists of 10 books that for one reason or another I really want to get to in 2017. This isn't necessarily my TBR for the year, but these are just 10 books that I really hope to have finished by the end of the year. And keeping with my goals for 2017, which you can find linked up in the cards, most of these are books that I already own that I just haven't gotten to. So let's just go ahead and jump into the list, which is in no particular order. First up on the list is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, which is kind of a stand-in for the whole series. I got both this book and its sequel back in 2014, and despite the fact that this is a series that really intrigues me and that it has such high praise on BookTube, I have yet to pick it up, and I'm not completely sure why, but this is definitely a priority in 2017 because I've had it for so long and I still haven't read it. Next on the list is Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. Quite simply, Brandon Sanderson is pretty much my favorite author, and this is one of his few books that I have yet to read. There's another one that's going to be on this list, but for me, this one I think has a slightly higher priority because for some reason or another, I feel like I'm really going to love this. I don't know why, it's just a feeling, but Brandon Sanderson is amazing, and this is one that's very high priority for me this year. Speaking of Brandon Sanderson, let's go ahead and move on to the other book on this list by him, and that is Words of Radiance, which is the second book in the Stormlight Archive series. I've already said it, I love Brandon Sanderson. He's my favorite author, and I know I'm going to love this because I really enjoyed the first book, so I just really need to continue on to the next book in the series in 2017 because I think he just finished the first draft of the third book, so hopefully that will be coming out sometime soon-ish, maybe like the end of 2017 or 2018, I don't know. Sometime, but I want to continue on to this one before that comes out. Next up is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, which is kind of a stand-in for the rest of the series, but this is the only one I own. I've been hearing amazing things about this series for over a year now, and I've had this book for I think almost a year now, and I just keep meaning to pick it up, and I keep not picking it up. So I definitely want to pick this up. It really intrigues me. It sounds really cool. It's a duology, so it'll be really quick to read through. I just need to pick this up in 2017. Next up on this list is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, and I guess also Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy since I haven't finished that, but this one is the priority and I have to read Shadowhunter Academy before that. That being said, I love Cassandra Clare. I have loved all of her books. I am excited to continue the Shadowhunter Chronicles. I just need to get through Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy and then jump into this one before the sequel comes out. I'm not sure when the sequel comes out, but it's sometime this year, and I definitely want to be caught up by the time that comes out. Next up is the Lux series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the first book, Obsidian, but it stands in for the rest of the series as Obsidian was my last read of 2016. So this series is made up of 5 books, and like I said, I've read this one. I started the second one, which is Onyx, but I have yet to continue on in it, and I really need to because these books, like other Jennifer L. Armentrout books, are just so addicting and so quick reads, and I'm sure that I will fly through the rest of the series, but yeah, I really want to finish the rest of the series in 2017. Next up on the list is Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes, which again is a stand-in for the rest of the series, and I'm pretty sure this was on my list last year. Spoiler alert, finally, for a TBR list, I don't have Throne of Glass on here. It's not going to be on here. I still haven't read it, but I'm not putting it on this list partially in the hopes that I've been jinxing it this whole time and that now that it's not on a TBR list, I'm going to actually read it. And partially because my interest in that one has waned a little bit and I'm a lot more interested in Falling Kingdoms at this point. And some of that is because of some of the negative reviews I've heard about Throne of Glass over the past year, but that's not the point right now. The point right now is Falling Kingdoms, which I have heard mostly good things about, and I keep meaning to start it, and so putting it on this list, although I feel like I'm kind of jinxing this one too. Next up is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. I've just heard so many wonderful things about this book from so many different reviewers, and it just sounds like a really beautiful character study, and I don't know, it's just one that has really intrigued me for a long time, and I keep wanting to pick it up, and one of my goals in 2017 is to do so. Next up on the list is the Monster manga series by Naoki Urasawa, of which I have read volumes 1 through 5, and I still need to read volumes 6 through 18. Overall, this is a series that I have enjoyed, but I started it in October and kind of just set it aside, and I really want to complete the series in 2017 because it's really intriguing and very dark, and I just really want to see where it goes. And finally, rounding off this list is The Furies of Calderon by Jim Butcher, which is the first book of the Codex Alera. This is one of the books that I've had on my shelf for the longest, and I've had the full series for quite a while at this point, and I just really feel like I need to finally either read this and enjoy it, or read it and move on from my plans to read the series, because I haven't picked it up. I've had it for quite a while. I've heard really good things about it from Reagan from Peru's project. It seems really interesting. I just finally need to pick this up and read it, whether or not I enjoy it. I do hope I enjoy it, but even if I don't, it'll be good to get these off of my TBR, because I really just need to finally read this book. And I realize in hindsight that that just sounded very negative, but the truth of the matter is that this book itself has been sitting on my shelves for at least 2 years at this point, and the rest of them have been sitting there over a year. I've just had the series for a while, and if I'm not going to pick it up, I might as well get rid of it. So I want to read this first book. Hopefully I really enjoy it, but I really want to get this off of my TBR. So those are the 10 books on my book bucket list 2017. Obviously, there are plenty more books that I want to get to in 2017, but those are the 10 that really stood out to me as ones that I want to get to soon for one reason or another. As always, I will leave links down in the description to my blog, Twitter, and Goodreads. Please add me as a friend on Goodreads. I would love to be friends with all of you. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Thank you so much for watching. Bye! Next up is the Lux series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is book 1, Opposition. This is Obsidian. Next up on the list is the Monster manga series by Ichigo Takano. That's the orange manga series.